You have never had a cleaning problem. You have a habits problem. And there is a massive difference between the two. A cleaning problem means your home gets dirty and you need to clean it better. A habits problem means your home gets dirty because of specific daily behaviors. And the moment you change those behaviors, the dirt stops happening. Japanese homemakers figured this out generations ago. The result is homes that don't need deep cleaning, not homes that get deep cleaned more efficiently. Homes where deep cleaning sessions simply don't exist. Today, you're getting the 5 Japanese habits that make that possible. 5 habits that permanently eliminate entire categories of cleaning from your life. No more sessions. No more catching up. No more cleaning the same problem over and over because the source never stopped. And the 5th one, we're saving it for last. It's the one responsible for the single most persistent, most unpleasant, most invisible source of dirt in almost every home. And almost nobody talks about it. But before we get into the 5 habits, there's something you need to understand first. Something that most of the Western world is completely missing. And it's the reason Japanese homes start clean before a single cleaning habit even activates. It's called the genkin. Every Japanese home has one. It's the entryway, a separated zone right at the front door where shoes come off. Always. Without exception. No shoes pass that line. Ever. This single practice stops between 80 and 85% of the dirt that would otherwise enter your home. The bacteria, the soil, the pesticide residue, everything on the bottom of your shoes, stopped at the door before it reaches your floors, your carpets, the surfaces where your family lives. Most Western homes don't have this. Shoes stay on. Everything on them comes inside. And then people spend hours every week cleaning up contamination they tracked in themselves. The genkin isn't one of the 5 habits. It's what comes before all of them, the foundation, the first line of defense. Now, the 5 habits. Let's go. To understand why these habits work, you need to understand something that most cleaning advice completely ignores. Homes do not get dirty randomly. Dirt, disorder, and deterioration in a home have specific, identifiable, preventable sources. And when you trace every cleaning problem back to its origin, you find that the origin is almost always a habit, or the absence of one. The grease on your kitchen walls did not appear spontaneously. It traveled there through the air during cooking, because ventilation was not used effectively or consistently. The smell in your refrigerator did not create itself. It came from food stored without proper sealing or from items that were forgotten rather than managed on a rotation. The dust accumulation on your shelves did not fall from nowhere. It settled from indoor air that was not circulated regularly and from surfaces that collected objects, creating gaps and corners where dust gathers undisturbed. Every cleaning problem has a source habit that created it. Japanese home management is almost entirely focused on identifying and eliminating those source habits rather than managing their consequences. This is the fundamental difference between Japanese cleaning culture and American cleaning culture. We manage consequences. They eliminate sources. And eliminating sources is infinitely more efficient than managing consequences because it removes the need for the management entirely. This is the philosophy that underlies every habit I am about to share with you. Each one targets a specific source of household dirt or deterioration. Each one takes less time and effort than the cleaning it prevents. And each one, built into your daily life, removes a category of cleaning from your schedule permanently. This is the habit that almost no Western cleaning resource talks about. And it is one of the most impactful things you can do for the long-term cleanliness of your home. In Japanese households, ventilation is treated as a non-negotiable daily practice, not occasional window opening when the weather is nice, but a deliberate, timed, systematic circulation of indoor air every single day regardless of season. Indoor air in a sealed home accumulates moisture, cooking vapors, dust particles, skin cells, pet dander, and volatile organic compounds from furniture and cleaning products. That accumulation settles on walls, on furniture surfaces, inside cabinets, into fabric, and into the microscopic texture of every surface in your home. Over time, it creates the layer of invisible grime that makes surfaces feel dull, Fabrics smell stale, and rooms feel heavy regardless of how recently they were cleaned. Japanese homemakers open windows strategically every morning, not all windows randomly, but creating a cross-ventilation path through the home. A window on one side of the house and a window on the opposite side, creating airflow that pulls accumulated indoor air out and replaces it with fresh air. 10 minutes every morning. The American application. In cold months, even 2 to 3 minutes of cross-ventilation makes a measurable difference. In warmer months, 10 to 15 minutes every morning. Apply this specifically after cooking, after showering, and after any activity that introduces moisture or vapors into the home. These are the moments when indoor air quality drops most sharply and when the particles that become cleaning problems are most actively being generated. The kitchen and refrigerator are responsible for a disproportionate percentage of household cleaning work. Odors, spills, residue, mold, sticky surfaces, almost all of it traces back to how food is managed rather than how the kitchen is cleaned. Japanese kitchens operate on a food management philosophy that eliminates most of these problems before they start. It centers on 3 principles that most American households do not consistently apply. The first principle is immediate containment. In Japanese kitchen culture, food is never stored loosely or covered informally. Everything that goes into the refrigerator goes into a sealed container. This single practice eliminates refrigerator odor almost entirely because odor requires exposed food surfaces releasing gases into the refrigerator air. The second principle is first in, first out rotation. Japanese homemakers manage refrigerator and pantry contents on a rotation system where newer items go behind older items are always used first. This eliminates the forgotten food that sits in the back of the refrigerator for weeks before becoming a mold and odor problem. The third principle is shopping alignment. Japanese grocery shopping is traditionally done more frequently and in smaller quantities, buying for 2 to 3 days rather than a full week. This keeps refrigerator contents fresher, reduces the likelihood of forgotten items, and means the refrigerator is never so full that items become invisible behind other items. This habit is the least intuitive but arguably the most powerful of everything covered today. Every object in your home requires maintenance. Not obvious maintenance necessarily, but maintenance in the sense that it occupies space, collects dust, creates surfaces that attract grime, and contributes to the visual and physical complexity of the home that makes cleaning more time-consuming when it does happen. Japanese home management applies what I call the material reduction system, an ongoing, active practice of reducing the number of objects in the home to only those that are genuinely functional or genuinely meaningful. Not as a one-time decluttering event, as a continuous, almost invisible daily practice of evaluation and editing. The specific practice is called eni mano no kanri in Japanese. Before any object is allowed to become a permanent resident of your home, it must pass a functional audit. Does this object serve a specific, regular function in my actual daily life? Is that function served by something I already own? Would its absence create a genuine practical problem? Every day, as you move through your home, apply a 30-second critical eye to one small area, one drawer, one shelf, one corner, not looking for things to throw away aggressively, simply asking honestly whether everything in that area is earning its place. Over weeks and months, this daily practice gradually reduces the object density of your home to a level where cleaning, when it does happen, takes a fraction of the time it currently takes. Water is the single most underestimated source of household cleaning problems. Hard water deposits, soap scum, mold, mildew, bathroom deterioration, kitchen fixture discoloration, an enormous percentage of the most stubborn and unpleasant household cleaning tasks exist. Japanese homemakers address water management with a specificity that goes well beyond simply wiping things down. The core practice is active drying, the deliberate removal of standing water from surfaces immediately after water contact rather than allowing it to evaporate naturally. Water that evaporates naturally leaves behind whatever mineral content it contained as a deposit on the surface. Over multiple evaporation cycles, These deposits build into the hard white scale that requires significant chemical and mechanical effort to remove. Water that is actively removed by wiping leaves nothing behind. The surface stays clean indefinitely because the deposit mechanism never activates. In the bathroom, every surface that gets wet during showering or sink use gets wiped dry immediately after. The shower walls, the shower floor, the sink basin, the faucet handles, the counter around the sink. A small dedicated microfiber cloth for each area, kept within arm's reach, used automatically as part of finishing each activity. In the kitchen, the area around the sink, the faucet, and any surface where water is regularly used gets dried after each use. The stovetop gets wiped immediately after any liquid spill rather than being left to evaporate and leave residue. This practice requires no products. It requires only the habit of reaching for a cloth at the moment of water contact. Build this habit, and an enormous category of bathroom and kitchen cleaning simply disappears from your life. This is the habit nobody talks about and almost nobody practices in American homes. And it is responsible for eliminating an entire category of deep cleaning that most households consider completely unavoidable. Textiles, bedding, towels, bath mats, couch cushion covers, throw blankets are the most significant collectors of biological material in any home. Skin cells, body oils, moisture, dust mites, pet hair, food particles. They absorb all of it. And when they are not rotated and maintained on a consistent schedule, they become the primary source of the stale, heavy, lived-in odor that no amount of air freshener or surface cleaning can fully address. Because the source is not on a surface. The source is in the fabric. Japanese homemakers treat textile maintenance as a structural system rather than an occasional response to visible dirt. It operates on 3 specific practices. What in the rotation schedule? Every textile in the Japanese home operates on a fixed rotation cycle. Bed sheets are changed on a specific day every week. Not when they look dirty. Not when you remember. On a designated day every week without exception. Bath towels rotate every 2 to 3 uses rather than being used until they smell. Bath mats are washed weekly because they sit on a damp floor and absorb moisture from wet feet every single day, making them one of the fastest developing sources of mildew odor in the entire home. In most American homes, bedding gets changed when it feels overdue, towels get used far longer than they should, and bath mats are washed occasionally when someone notices they smell. This irregular approach means textiles are almost always in a state of accumulation, absorbing more than they are releasing, which creates a persistent background odor that no surface cleaning addresses, because it is coming from the fabric itself. The Japanese rotation schedule eliminates this by ensuring textiles are cleaned before they reach the accumulation threshold where odor develops. They never get to the point where they are a problem, because the rotation removes them from use before that point is reached. The sunning practice. Japanese homemakers regularly hang bedding, cushions, and fabric items in direct sunlight. This practice, called futon hoshi in Japanese, traditionally applied to the thick sleeping futons, uses ultraviolet light as a natural disinfectant and uses heat to evaporate the accumulated moisture that allows dust mites and bacteria to thrive in fabric. Sunlight kills the biological material that creates fabric odor at the source rather than masking it with fabric softeners or sprays. In an American context, this means taking couch cushions outside on a sunny day monthly, hanging throw blankets in sunlight for a few hours, placing bath mats in a sunny spot to dry thoroughly after washing rather than in a dryer that may leave residual moisture in the fabric. The ultraviolet exposure that direct sunlight provides does something to fabric freshness that no washing cycle and no product can replicate. It resets the biological state of the fabric rather than simply cleaning its surface. The immediate moisture response. Any textile that gets wet outside of its normal washing cycle gets addressed immediately rather than being left to dry on its own. A damp towel left folded develops mildew within 24 hours. A wet bath mat left on the floor develops bacterial growth within hours in warm conditions. Japanese homemakers hang every textile immediately after use. Towels on bars with space between them for air circulation. Bath mats over the edge of the tub or on a dedicated hook, ensuring that moisture leaves the fabric as quickly as possible rather than sitting and creating the conditions for biological growth. This immediate moisture response combined with the rotation schedule and the sunning practice means that Japanese home textiles never develop the deep-seated odor and biological accumulation that American home textiles commonly develop because they are managed consistently rather than reactively. And the result is a home that smells genuinely clean at a level that surface cleaning alone can never achieve. 5 habits: ventilation discipline, food management, material reduction, water management, textile rotation. None of them are cleaning habits in the traditional sense. None of them involve a mop, a scrub brush, or a cleaning product. All of them address the sources of household dirt and deterioration rather than the symptoms. And all of them together create a home that genuinely, measurably, and permanently requires less cleaning than it did before. The way to build these habits is not to attempt all 5 simultaneously. That approach overwhelms and collapses. Instead, choose one. Spend 2 weeks applying only that one habit until it feels completely automatic. Then add the second. 2 more weeks. Then the third. Then the fourth. Then the fifth. 10 weeks from today, all 5 habits are in place. And the cleaning load of your home, measured in time, in effort, in products used, in the mental overhead of feeling perpetually behind, will be a fraction of what it was. This is the actual Japanese secret, not a cleaning technique, not a product recommendation, not an organizational system. A set of daily practices so targeted at the origin of household problems that the problems themselves become rare rather than routine. Your home does not need to be cleaned more efficiently. It needs to create less need for cleaning. That is the difference. And these 5 habits are how you get there.